I said go live. Now we're just waiting to confirm. Oh, waiting to confirm. Studio. Alright. Whoa. Alright, let's see. Hopefully. Boy, I have the most horrible starts to my streams. Seeing if I'm live or not. It's horrible. Alright, here it is. My streams. Yep, good. We are definitely live. Jesus, I think that's only been like, 4 minutes or something. Alright, guys. It is the climb to 1. How are we doing? So, let me get you up to date. The last video, I put $800 into the account. I had spread that over 7 stocks. No, 108 stocks. Yes. Which were RDTE, QDTE, Maxi, XCTE, YMAX, Misty, ULTY, and Coney. Those all got 100. RDTE had already had 20 in it, so it bumped to 120. YBTC was sitting at 200, but I made a decision. We're going to talk about that decision after we talk about the first thing. After that last video, Misty went down big. It went down big. So I said, hey, we're going to throw $100 in and we're going to dollar cost average this now. Well, I started that transaction over the weekend. For the aftermarkets, you can only do whole shares. So I bought 6 shares at the market rate at that time, which was not 6 shares. I'm sorry. We had 3 shares. We bought those 3 shares at $29.32. All right, that was $100. Well, I put $100 into the account when the price dropped because I wanted to get it at a good price, $27.70. Because 29 is actually kind of high to it's kind of close to its high this month, or last 2-3 months. So we bought the dip. I had to buy 3 whole shares because it was overnight, and then we were waiting for markets to hit the day, and I actually got an even better value out of it here, trickling in. So there you see the 100, then the emergency 100 that was 2 steps. Cool. So now we're sitting at over 7 shares of Misty. Unfortunately, yeah, it's still down, but only 1 cent off the last buy. 27.44 actually. 27. Oh no, we're up off the last buy. So yay, there you go. We're starting to bounce back a little. So that was the big emergency. Was the dollar cost average there with Misty. Now that is stretching me thin for this month, because 8 was supposed to be my limit. And I said, oh man, we're going to take this opportunity. So we're going to be on ramen for the rest of the month. But that is fine. So what happened with YBTC? Why do I no longer have 4 shares? Well, I decided that I want to generate income a little more consistently, and use more of the account, have more options. Okay, so I completely sold out of YBTC. Well, let's run it down and let's see the histories. I shouldn't have sold all of it. I should have, but I was worried if I said sell $200 worth and then I got a sell order at like $199, something. I needed the 200 flat. So we just sold it all and then we bought back in. Now, fortunately for me, this sell order is at 44.14. I actually got the buy order at a penny lower, but it's not. We made a profit. That's the first thing. So one, we got our $4.08 dividend, okay, which went back into the shares, right here actually. But 2, we also made just a regular profit on the 200 that was in. As you see, we're selling for $207.51. So yeah, that's nice. The leftover, the $7.51, sat in the account momentarily. Well, what do we do with the rest? we went and got a $2 strike price, sold a put at $2 strike price for $6, which gave me $6 directly into the account. Now, what does this mean? This means if Sundial drops to $2, I get 100 shares of Sundial, and they paid me $6 to facilitate that. Okay, well, what happens if that happens? If that happens, I go to Trade Sundial Options, and then I will sell a call at $2. As we see, there's one bid out currently for $25, but that's a Sundial at $2.18. Sundial would not be at $2.18. So Sundial would be at under $2. So that price would change. Okay? It should change. Probably changes. I mean, some people are crazy. Some people throw in losing trades or whatever, and lucky you if you find it. Right? But it should fluctuate because of what the valuation of the stock would be at the time. Easy peasy. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is I am basically running an options wheel on Sundial that ties up $200 of my account to catch these premiums. Pretty much, as long as I don't come off my $2 strike price, I'm going to be able to collect premiums. So even if the stock goes down after I'm called and I get the shares, I can still continue to sell premiums. Now they might get less and less. If it's down at 150, I don't want to sell at 1.5 because I want the $2. That's what I paid for the shares. So selling the calls higher up, as you see, this one's close to the money, so it's big. Oh, suddenly it's only one step up and you're only getting $4, right? 4 cents per share times 100, $4. But I could still slowly get more premium out. Now, if they don't call, if it doesn't go under $2, this expires in 4 days, which is Friday. Boom, right here, which means on Monday, I would be able to sell another call. The 200 would go back into buying power, and then right here, and then I could use that buying power to sell another call and collect that premium. Well, this week that premium was $6. Okay, so let's break it down. Let's do the thought process. I had 4 and so many shares of YBTC. Now, to be fair to YBTC, it had a bad month and only paid me $4.08. It was kind of expected to pay me like $8 a month for what it was at. And to be very kind to YBTC, it had actually increased in value over the time that I owned it. Two very good things. Okay. Well, not that it paid less, but that it still paid a whopping $4 off of just over 4 shares. That's nice. But what I did is I said, let me take that $200 and let me get $6 a week, $8 a week instead of $8 a month or $4 a month. So we're kind of accelerating the ability to gain payments. All right. So not a dividend, not a distribution. This will be a premium. But I'm going to be able to do this weekly with the same $200 that I held in YBTC. And because of the profits of YBTC and because of the premium for the $2 put for Sundial, I've already got 0.28 of a share of YBTC, and I've got it before the X date, so I will get a tiny bit of dividend. And I believe YBTC is a mid-month payer, so around the 15th or so, off of this YBTC. So I'm still going to get paid by YBTC. I'm still in the market with it, so if it goes up, I gain. I just have less. The trade-off is I am getting quicker payments through the premiums off that same $200 through Sundial. So that's where we are with the account. Right now, it's early week, it's Monday. Remember, I've invested $1,120. So we are actual down. This isn't just down for the day. We are reality down. by $2.08 so far. We want, obviously, number to go up. We like number to be above what we put in, which was 11.20. We're starting to get a little tick upwards. With these, remember, I have 4 weekly payers. I expect the weekly payers to be down early in the month, and as you get closer to the X date, people are buying in to catch the dividends, driving the stock prices up later in the week. So this is when I expect, in general, without any big breaking news or failures in the business plans and whatnot, I expect these stocks to be down early in the week and trend up throughout the week. And then it's the question of how fast do they go down, or how much of that uptick do they carry over into the next week? Because you have the overnights and everything, and that can wreak havoc on stuff. That's crazy. That can also be a very big boon. I've had some good overnights, and I've had some bad overnights. But that's where we are. I just wanted to catch everybody up. The big news was the emergency cost dollar average for the extra $100 I put into the account after the first of the month investment day, which was the last video. And then the secondary was the selling of YBTC to have $200 to start an options wheel on Sundial, and then buying back the remainder, plus, so the profit of YBTC plus the premium to get back into YBTC. And now the plan on the wheel is to be putting the premiums into YBTC until I've paid back YBTC, quote unquote, for the loan. So right now, the Sundial premiums exist for one reason currently: to get my 200 back in YBTC. Then once that is done, basically the Sundial $2 put option wheel strategy, that 200 kind of quasi becomes like free money, right? Because the 200 will already be back into YBTC. That loan will be repaid, and yet the $200 that I'm using for the wheel will still be there running the wheel. And then that just escalates the portfolio. Recapping again on the overall plan, we're trying to get to $2,000. At $2,000, I'll get Robinhood Gold, which is $5 a month, which is super reasonable, $60 a year. What that is going to do is it's going to open up margin calls for me, not margin calls, but leverage for me, margins. And the first $1,000 is at 0% interest. We're not planning on using the full margin, which on a $2,000 account would be $2,000. We don't want to get that risky. But to accelerate $1,000 into the account and start utilizing that early at no interest would be huge. You would basically be raising the account value by 50%, which is wonderful. $1,000, the idea is I'm supposed to be averaging $500 a month in investing. That, quote unquote, fast forwards my account by 2 months. Because, it takes the following 2 months, 500, 1,000 to get access to that kind of money. Whereas I can just leverage at 0% right out the gate as soon as I hit 2,000. We should be hitting that. The first will be, not the first will be a weekend. So the next investment, which should be anywhere from 500 to 800, maybe 900 if necessary, but man, that's a lot of ramen, 60 days in a row, on the 29th to get me to that 2,000. And then from there, the first would be a Wednesday, so there would be no weekend, like get it done earlier. So we're kind of condensing this month here nicely. Because instead of having to get to here, I'm very fortunate, and we just go from here to here on the next payment. Very nice. But anyways, that's the plan. Get to 2,000, get the leverage. So things like wheel options, hopefully the premiums are good. Best case scenario for me today, real quick, what I would love to do, what I'd love to get away with, and it doesn't look like it's happening because Sundial is just staying green and going up. I was hoping that Sundial would dip below $2, that the call would happen, that I would have 100 shares of Sundial, and I could instantly flip that today for more premiums into selling a call. And then I could put those premiums directly into YBTC. That was the hope. But if not, we'll just gladly take $6, $7, $8 a week, every week on that $200. That works too. All right, guys, it's been real. It's been fun. It's even been real fun. This is the update on the climb to 1